So, lagi na lang intro ko is so. So, yun nga guys. Dito ako napadpad na naman sa gilid ng lake. Lamig. Hindi ko kasi sinuot yung isa ko pang jacket na panloob. Pero okay na rin siya, windproof. And yung pangbaba ko. Pero malamig na siya talaga. And this is about vlogging ulit. And this Lake of Zurich, of course. Ayan. View lang ng lake. So, yung ilong ko guys. Good day everyone. And welcome back to my channel again. Actually, this video is really now very long overdue, and this is all about if we are already a Swiss citizen, or do we already have a Swiss passport. So I have here some details. Nag-research talaga ako kahit papano para naman meron akong matinong maikwento sa inyo. So, having a Swiss passport is really a big privilege. And actually sa iba, hindi siya madali na mag-apply. Nagkataon lang siguro na hindi kami pinahirapan, hindi ako nahirapan for applying. Although inabot siya ng medyo matagal-tagal. Kasi nga meron ding mabait na humarang. But anyway, let's forget about it. Swiss citizenship's benefits are the right to reside in Switzerland, of course, even if you spend a period of time living elsewhere. Nasa gilid kasi ako ng daan guys, so may mga dumadaan-daan. Right to vote in Swiss elections and stand for public office. The right to a Swiss passport, of course, which is ranked 3rd. Oh, wow. 3rd pala siya sa buong mundo. Strongest passport. Ranked 3rd on the Passport Power Index with visa-free access to over 150 countries. O, diba? So, that's the benefits of having Swiss citizenships and having, of course, a Swiss passport. And there are some questions that I have I found out in Google. Ways or 10 things that you need to know about Swiss citizenship, or how do you become a Swiss, or who is entitled to a naturalization, or how many years must be a resident before you can apply. SwissInfo.ch has collected questions from readers across the world, and 10 of them answered here. Like for example, this one. I am a citizen of Italy, living in Italy, but I was born in Switzerland, where my parents live and work for many years. Can I apply for a Swiss citizenship? Yun yung tanong niya. Ang sagot is no. In Switzerland, the right of citizenship is inherited based on the principle of jus sanguinis, right of blood. Aha! It is not based on birthplace. So, hindi ibig sabihin na dito ka pinanganak sa Switzerland ay automatic ka nang magiging Swiss citizen. Hindi po ganon dito, guys. Being born in Switzerland or having parents who live or have lived in the country does not confer any right to citizenship. As a rule, a foreigner can become Swiss only if he or she lives in Switzerland. Has Swiss ancestors or is married to a Swiss citizen. Just like I am. Nakapangasawa ako ng Swiss citizen. And kahit hindi dito pinanganak yung dalawang anak ko, like si Pao, actually he's Swiss dahil Swiss nga yung tatay niya, pero si Thea, she's not a Swiss because she is a pure Filipina blooded. But because my husband is a Swiss citizen, kumbaga nung nag-apply kami and na-approve naman, so naging Swiss citizen na rin kami. I am an Italian citizen who has lived and worked for years in Switzerland. What grounds do I have for applying for Swiss nationality? A foreigner can apply for naturalization if they have lived in Switzerland for at least 12 years. Note that the years lived in Switzerland between the ages of 10 and 20 are worth double. So ganun pala yun. Pag bata ka pa, na pumunta ng Switzerland and dito ka tumira, so you have, like when you are 10 years old to 20 years old, minors actually, doubled yung count ng ganong mga edad. The waiting period will be reduced to 10 years as of January 1, 2018 when a Citizenship Act comes into force. Candidates must also satisfy a long list of requirements, just like we did. They must show they are integrated, aware of the way of life and traditions of the country, obey the laws, are not a threat to national security, respect national values, and can speak and write at least one national language. Kasi nga Switzerland have at least 5 languages. I mean, the main languages they have is the German, of course, or High German, and Italian, and French. And meron silang, of course, Swiss German na rin, and the Reto-Romanish. To apply for a naturalization, do I have to have lived 12 consecutive years in Switzerland, or do separate periods of time accumulate? The 12 years of residence in Switzerland do not need to be consecutive. In other words, a person may have lived a certain period in Switzerland, then a period back in the home country, and later have lived in Switzerland again. Usually, however, candidates need to have resided for the last 2 years in the particular canton or municipality. May dadaan ulit, guys. May naririnig akong tao. Istorbo. Meron pang nagtanong, how does the naturalization's procedure work? How can you prepare and how much does it cost? Palampasin muna natin itong dumadaan. The conditions and procedures for naturalizations vary considerably from the canton to another, as do the fees candidates have to pay. Between 500 to 2,000 between 500 Swiss francs and 2,000 Swiss francs in some municipalities. Officials may make surprise visits, which happened to us. Binisita kami, guys, nung nag-apply kami ng Swiss passport. Inakyat kami or binisita kami ng 2 pulis at around 8:30 ng gabi, summertime. So maliwanag pa siya. Officials may make surprise visits to candidates' homes or require a minimum period of residence. They're usually from 2 to 5 years. Oh, if my children are born in Switzerland, will they automatically get Swiss citizenship even though both parents are foreigners? The answer is no. Unlike US and to some extent Spain and France, Switzerland has never accepted the principle of jus soli. Being born in Switzerland confers no right to citizenship. So, yun guys. Meron pang isang nagtanong na, I am a Swiss citizen but lived abroad. Are my children Swiss? But of course, yes. If the father or mother has a Swiss nationality, the children are automatically Swiss citizen. O, diba? However, children born abroad who also have another nationality lose their status as Swiss if they are not officially registered by the age of 22. Lucky, when Paul was born, because he was born in akala niya sa Boracay siya pinanganak. But of course, hindi siya Boracay pinanganak kasi doon siya sa Kalibo Hospital pinanganak. So he is born in Kalibo. Right after Paul was born, isang taon pa lang siya, ay kinuhanan na siya ng tatay niya ng Swiss passport. Which is naman kasi, allowed naman siya kasi nga Swiss naman yung tatay niya. And at the age of 1, he is officially registered dito sa Switzerland as a Swiss national. My mother and or grandmother were Swiss. Can I get back Swiss citizenship? Descendants of Swiss citizens can get back citizenship of Switzerland and or certain conditions. This is particularly the case for those born before 1985 of a Swiss mother who lost her nationality after marrying a foreigner. The new law due to come into force on January 1, 2018 introduces tougher rules. However, in future, having a Swiss grandmother will not be sufficient to get a Swiss passport. Oh, wow! May ganun na pala ngayon. It's getting every year they give a new rules, they tighten the regulations, and yun nga, pahirap yung pag-a-apply ng Swiss passport. If I apply for Swiss citizenship, do I have to renounce the one I have? Pag nag-apply ka, like me, of course I have my Philippine passport, I am a Filipina citizen. Lucky guys, ang Switzerland, and hopefully it will stay like this, na hindi nila pinapa-revoke yung iyong naunang citizenship when you apply for a Swiss citizenship. Swiss law allows for dual citizenship. Yun nga guys, dual citizenship. Swiss law allows for dual citizenship. The same holds true for most European countries. Not really. Germany, they are not allowed for dual citizenship as far as I know. Now, including Italy, France, and Germany and Austria, however, dual citizenship is allowed only in a special circumstances. Oh, yun na nga guys, sabi ko. As in the case of celebrities like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ooh, my wife is a Swiss. Can I apply for a naturalization? And what if my husband is a Swiss? Yes, in both cases, since 1992, Swiss men and women are treated equally if married to a foreign citizens. A person can apply for fast-track naturalization if they are married for at least 3 years to a Swiss citizen, have lived a total of 5 years in Switzerland, and are currently living there for the past year. They also need to show that they are integrated, know the Swiss way of life, and speak national language. Yung sa aming case kasi guys, nung pag-apply namin ng, malamig yung kamay ko. Nung pag-apply namin ng Swiss citizenship, 1 year na kaming nakatira dito sa Switzerland. Ipapasok ko yung kamay ko sa damit, guys. Nilalamig. Nilalamig. Nung pag-apply namin for Swiss passport, 1 year na kaming nakatira dito. And nung time na yon kasi magi-expire na yung aming permit B, which is valid siya for 1 year lang, and you have to renew it every year. Ngayon, before pa nag-expire yung aming permit B, or Beviligong B, tawag dito, minamit akong isang Filipina. Actually, she is younger sister ng wife ng second cousin ko. And this sister is actually teacher ko din sa Boracay, sa Values Education, na si Ma'am Emilinda Togadi. She is a former wife of my second cousin. Yun nga. Na-meet ko yung kapatid niya dito na si Ate Rio. And nung time na yon ay pa-expired na yung permit B namin. May dumaan na naman kasi, guys. Ang daming istorbo talaga. And nung time na nag-meet kami, nagkakilala kami, napag-usapan lang din yung mga ganong bagay. And she asked me kung ilang taon na nga ba daw kami dito sa Switzerland. Sabi ko, naka-1 taon pa lang. And yun nga, nagtanong din siya kung nakapag-apply na daw ako ng for Swiss passport. So ang alam ko kasi noon, guys, nung time na yun, na you have to at least live in Switzerland for at least 5 years bago ka makapag-apply. Sa aming case pala, guys, ay hindi ganon. Kasi before kami nagpunta dito sa Switzerland, ay matagal na kami nagsama ng husband ko sa Pilipinas. And we are already married for like 7 years doon sa Pilipinas bago kami, 5 years bago kami pumunta ng Switzerland. So sa aming case, yung time sa Pilipinas na 5 years na nagsama kami bilang husband and wife na, ay kasama dun sa bibilanging time na dapat ay nandito kami sa Switzerland nakatira. And it means to say kasi, guys, daw, wala namang proof na I married him or I married the Swiss national not because purposely para makapunta ako ng Switzerland. Dahil after ng kasal, we lived 5 years pa sa Boracay bago kami pumunta ng Switzerland. Ayoko pa nga sana. Kasi maliit pa si Pao nun. And then, at least we have lived 1 year na dito sa Switzerland. So, pwede na akong mag-apply. Somehow, I am kind of, parang ayoko pang maniwala kay Ate Rio nun. Kasi nga, hindi lahat, iba-iba kasi sinasabi ng mga nakilala mong Pinay, kesyo ganyan, kesyo ganito. Iba-iba yung mga sinasabi nila, guys. Yung iba na may mga Swiss passport na, alam mo yun, syempre you have to think twice kung totoo ba yung sinasabi nito or susundin mo ba yung sinasabi ni ganyan. Alam mo yun, yung mga ganon. And so kasi nga, pa-expire na rin naman yung aming permit B. Di time na mag-renew kami ng aming permit, pumunta kami ng Gemeinde or yung tawag siguro sa atin nun is barangay or barangay hall, yung ganun, or munisipyo, ganun ba yun? Nagtanong kami at the same time, nag-inquire kami if we are already candidate for applying for a Swiss passport. Kasi nga, I explained to them na yun nga, merong nakapagsabi sa akin na we have lived at least 1 year na daw sa Switzerland. And before we came to Switzerland, I am already married with a Swiss guy for more than 5 years. But we live still in the Philippines, of course. And she said yes. The girl who accommodate us said, yes, we can apply. But the application will run for at least 1.5 to 2 years daw. O di inumpisahan na namin, nanghingi kami ng list of requirements na kailangan naming how you call that? Kailangan naming oh my God, nakalimutan ko na naman yung term sa English. Yung mga papers na kailangan naming kunin, Tagalog na lang, para makompleto. Pero alam nyo guys, actually, ang pag-a-apply ng Swiss passport is really a complicated thing. Hindi nila binibigay ng buo yung list ng requirements. Ang ginagawa nila guys, they will give you an email address, a telephone number, and kahit mag-email ka or kahit tumawag ka, somehow, sometimes they will not accommodate you. Ang nangyari guys, pa isa-isa nilang sinend sa amin by mail or by post office yung mga papel na kakailanganin naming kuhanin. Una, ganito. Tapos maghihintay ka na naman ng isang buwan. May dadating na namang panibagong mail na kailangan mo na namang i-secure ito. And kailangan pag nasa English siya guys, you need to have it translated in German. Otherwise, useless yung papel na yan pag hindi siya translated into German. So, in short, natapos namin i-secure lahat ng requirements na paisa-isang pinadala sa amin nung Einbürgerung or ich weiß es nicht, wie sagt man das? Richtige, yung pronunciation ko baka mali. Einbürgerung, whatever it is. Basta yun. Yun nga. Merong part doon na hinihingi nila na at least 3 or 5. Nakalimutan ko na kasi ilang taon na rin nakalipas na character references. So doon kami medyo tumagal. Ang nangyari kasi guys, so itong husband ko naman, he is confident of course kasi pamilya niya, nilagay niya doon 3 kapatid niya as character reference. Alam nyo guys, ang nangyari, yung isang kapatid niya, kasi ang ginagawa kasi ng Einbürgerung, yung binigay nyong mga name and address ng mga character references nyo, susulatan nila yan. Susulatan nila, then after, pag natanggap nila yung sulat na yon, sa likod lang nung sulat na yon, doon mo sasagutin lahat ng tanong ng Einbürgerung tungkol sa akin or sa amin. Or paano nyo ako nakilala, how am I as a person, yung ganun, how am I as a wife of your brother, or paano kayo nagkakilala, anong trabaho nyo, mga ganun. So yung 2 kapatid niya ay nakalimutan daw ibalik yung sulat, which I don't know kung totoo. And yung isa talaga guys ang worst, yung panganay nila. Pero sabi naman kasi ng husband ko, nilalamig ako guys, sorry. Sabi naman kasi ng husband ko, from the start, hindi lang ako, yung itong kapatid niya talaga na panganay ay may pagka-rasismo. Tagalogin na lang natin. May ganun siyang pag-uugali na hindi naman totally kontra, pero ayaw niya doon sa mga Asyana, yung mga ganung dating. Hindi kami nag-away. Pag nagkikita kami, beso-beso to the max, halik-halik to the max, yung ganun. And we laugh, we talk, we are really nice pag nagkikita kami. Pero yung pala guys, hindi niya pala ako bet, yung ganun. Yun nga, ang ginawa niya pala doon sa letter na yun na pinadala ng Einbürgerung sa kanila, sinulatan niya lahat ng pwedeng maisulat niyang masama against me. Na, ewan ko, Hindi naman namin alam exactly kung ano mga pinagsasabi niya doon. Nalaman namin na ganun ang ginawa niya kasi kinuwento niya sa nanay nila. Nanay nila mismo na nakatanggap daw ako ng sulat galing sa Einbergerung, the Frau, asawa daw ni Eric ay nag-a-apply na ng Swiss passport, ganyan. Sinulatan ko pa nga ng mga kung ano-ano na hindi maganda tungkol sa kanya. Alam niyo yun guys, proud pa siyang ikwento doon sa nanay niya, nanay nila. Yung nanay, mga half years din ang nakalipas na naikwento nung kapatid sa nanay niya na kesyo ganyan nga daw. The whole time kasi kaming dalawa ng husband ko, we see to it talaga na every weekend binibisita talaga namin si mother-in-law. Every weekend talaga yan. Pag hindi mabubuo ang isang buwan nang hindi kami nakakadalaw doon sa nanay niya. As in, doon ako hanga din sa asawa ko na kahit masama yung pakiramdam niya guys, he really make sure na mabisita yung nanay niya. Pag hindi kami nakabisita itong linggo na to, make sure next week bibisita talaga kami. So itong nanay niya, siguro nung time na, kasi hindi ko pa naman sila lahat nakilala, hindi ko pa naman sila lahat ka-close, yung alam mo yun, sa loob ng isang taon na nakatira ako dito, every weekend lang kami nagkakita, and then pinakamahaba na siguro yung isang oras. So they don't really know me yet that much somehow. Kasi nung nasa Boracay naman kami, wala naman kaming communication kasi they all speak German and I don't know a single word of German. Hindi rin sila makapagsalita ng English, hindi rin sila makaintindi. So I really don't have communication to them. So yun nga, ang nanay ni husband ay nakonsensya at kinuwento doon sa husband ko na the Schwester ba, yung kapatid daw na ganyan daw palang ginawa. So doon namin napagtanto na kaya pala itong Swiss Einbürgerung ay humingi ng another set of reference, character reference. Ang theory ko kasi noon, theory na naman tayo. Ang iniisip ko kasi noon, kaya humingi sila ng panibagong set of character reference. Kasi nga, yung nilagay doon ni husband is 3 niyang kapatid. So sabi ko baka hindi pwede yung kapamilya. So kaya siguro tayo hiningian ng panibagong set. Kasi, yun nga, baka hindi pwede ang pamilya. Yun, nung time na yun, nilagay namin, I think, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, si Manang Mary Ann, which I'm really, really thankful. Manang Mary Ann is also my relative from Boracay. I'm married to a Swiss guy also, Manong Hari. Dalawa sila talaga ang nagsulat at tumulong. And, isa dun sa mga naging amo ko, si Frau Sortea, na may anak siyang abogada. So, itong abogada niyang anak ang gumawa nung letter, nung sumagot dun sa letter na yun. And I think she explained it properly, how am I as a person, and how am I as a worker, and how they meet me, and how they find me integrated in Switzerland, yung mga ganun. And then, isa pa is si Ate Alma, yata. Yes, Ate Alma Andrene. Ate Alma is also a good friend of mine. Married to a Swiss also. She is from Bacolod. And sino pa nga ba? I think si Walter and Teresa. 5 sila sa naalala ko, 5. So yun guys, nung sinend namin ulit yung panibagong set ng character reference. After nun, inakyat na kami ng police for surprise visit. Guys, suot muna ako ng jacket at talagang malamig talaga. Nasa ilalim kasi ako ng kakahuyan. So yun nga guys. Sorry. Lalamig talaga ako. Yun nga, inakyat na kami ng pulis and dinatnan na kami ng bill na babayaran namin for doon nga sa application. And we waited at least, siguro kung hindi ito ginawa ng di maganda nung sister niya, less than 1 year siguro na approve kami. Pero dahil nga doon sa nangyari, na delayed din ng konti, ang nangyari, umabot siya ng 1.5 years bago kami na-approve. Pero ang nakakatuwa doon, kasi nga na-approve naman kami, sabi ni husband, sige na, picturean mo yung passport na yan at i-post mo doon sa Facebook para makita ng bro Hilding kong kapatid. Sabi ko, wag na. Sabi ko, na-approve naman eh. So, there's nothing to hold a grudge naman, sabi ko. Pero alam nyo guys, yung eto, si husband ko, nakapagbitaw talaga siya ng hindi magandang salita against doon sa sister niya. Na until now, naiintindihan ko naman siya. Sinabi niya talaga na kahit hindi man lang para sa akin, or kahit para na lang sa kanya bilang kapatid niya, na sana hindi niya ginawa yung ganun. Na yun nga, sabi nung husband ko nung time na yun, nung nalaman namin na ganun nga ang ginawa ng older sister niya, na from now on daw, sabi niya, this sister of mine is for me patay na daw. Sabi ko, wag naman ganun, kasi may kanya-kanya naman kasi tayong alam mo yun, meron kasi talaga minsan tao na kahit first meeting mo palang mabigat yung dugo mo. So, ganun siguro naging impression nung sister-in-law ko sa akin, na I am kind of hindi maganda ang dating sa kanya. So, yun. Natawa lang ako pag naiisip ko. Meron pa ba? Meron pa ba tayong idadagdag? Wala na guys. Wala, yun lang guys. Yun lang. Yun nga. Salamat naman sa Diyos, and we are officially Swiss citizens since 2012. Pumunta kami ng Switzerland is 2009. Nag-apply kami 2010. Umabot ng 1.5 taon yung processing. And officially, that was August 2012 siguro kami naging Swiss citizen officially, and that we already have our Swiss passport. Thea is also a Swiss citizen. Of course, Paul is automatic Swiss citizen kasi nga Swiss yung tatay. And nakakapagboto na rin ako. Pero take note guys, hindi namin give up yung pagka-Philippine natural namin. I have applied for dual citizenship. Nag-oath taking ako para ma-retain yung aming Philippine passport. Kasi nga guys, kahit saang lupalop ka pa ng mundo mapadpad, you will still return from where you came from, and that is your homeland, Philippines, of course. But sad to say, merong mga Pinay dito, meron talaga akong isang nakilala na she don't know where she came from. She don't know exactly kung anong lugar siya nanggaling. But guys, she came here in Switzerland. Matanda na! Pero I don't know why. Or maybe she have a bad experience in that place or the place where she came from. Kaya ayaw niya nang maalala. So, yun lang guys. And salamat sa panunood ulit. And aabangan ang ating susunod na live story. Bye-bye!